Yeah, I thought we started with complete dominance. I think in the first 12 minutes up to the goal, it was just like one-sided completely. And I think that the way we started, the positivity with which we started, the confidence, and it was the most composed I've seen us for a while, really, in that stage.
Yeah. Teams, you know, you're playing international sides, they're going to have spells in the game where they kind of dominate, and Serbia came back into the game. But overall, what do you think of England's performance so far, Cesc?
I think for the first 20-25 minutes they were very dominant. They played like a proper team, you know, big. I was expecting, you know, to see the reaction of the midfielders, the number 10s. What are they respecting their roles? Do they have freedom? We saw that they have clearly a lot of freedom. They are doing the 3+1 with Rice being the more positional guy, and you know, after Trent, Bellingham, Foden as well, they have a lot of freedom. They move around with a lot of intelligence. I think they control the game very well. But for me to make that next step, to be a proper team, they need that consistency to believe that they are dominant, and to keep doing it as much as possible during the game, not give opportunities to the others.
I think Mark Gay's been outstanding.
Yep.
He's coming to this team. There was a big talk about Harry Maguire, how he'd be missed. Of course, he'd be missed on set pieces, but the way how calm he is on the ball, his positioning, he's not rushing everything. I just think overall performance in the first half, he's been outstanding.
I think you've got to shout at Saka as well. Saka's his blend and mix of play has been top joy. He's turned his fullback inside out first half.
Most of England's threat has come via that right-hand side, which led to the goal. We spoke a lot, didn't we, before the game, about how England would play in and out of possession, and that sort of typified itself leading up to the first goal, Real.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in a back four when they're out of possession, but in possession they have three players at the back. Mainly they'd normally have Stones who's on the ball, they're running.
It's a young age, and he knows it. He really does.
I think we talked about someone who understands what the game or the moment needs. And I think he's come out there today with the attitude of said, listen, guys, this is my game and I am him. Yeah. That's the vibe that he's given me, the way he's come out there, the way he's gesturing, shoulders back. He's just the way he walks around the pitch makes you think to yourself, this guy knows, believes and understands that he is the guy.
He really does. He's been all over this game, hasn't he? And huge physical presence as well, Cesc.
Yeah, I think all the compliments he's getting, they are right and fair, but it's not only about being there. It's about
we need that from England players.
That's, you know, perhaps been lacking from England, that kind of belief, someone to take you over the line, possibly further into the tournament. Obviously, there'll be tougher tests. There's a long way to go in this game. You know, Serbia have shown at times that they are a threat, and Mitrovic nearly scored. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold lost the ball.
Yeah, this is a little bit where I...
Different position and a hard position to receive the ball. When your back is to the other team on the edge of your box, when you know if you do lose that ball, they're going to get a shot at goal. That's what I think about when you talk about Trent. That's a different position for him. Normally he's facing the game and he's perfect.
When he's on the fullback side, normally he's got always the line at the back, so he never needs to worry about anything really that's happening behind him. But obviously now he needs to adapt to this new position, but he's got the natural ability and the capacity to do it.
Yeah, Kyle Walker, you talked about him before the game, whether he'd just sit, but he did cause a threat occasionally.
Well, he had a chance
forward.
in the Iceland friendly.
Joined us up here on the roof. took me aback just for a second. I wasn't expecting him. You've seen a lot of fluidity in this England team, Micah. Players playing in different positions, swapping positions at time. Phil Foden coming inside, and these are the average start kind of positions of that first half.
Yeah, it's just look how high they are. I think that the great thing we talk about Southgate being sort of, would he be brave enough today? Would we see rotations in midfield? How would they sort of set up on the ball? I think they've been brilliant with that. It's just Harry Kane. I mean, he's taking one for the team at the moment because what has he had? One touch.
Well, one touch with the ball at his feet and one flick on header.
How would you feel?
His passing rate is 100% though.
You're a striker, Gary. How would you feel in that situation where you're having to do something for the team but sacrificing parts of your game?
Well, he's not sacrificing in terms of the fact that he can still get into the box and possibly score goals. So he won't be worried at all. He's playing his part. He's not dropping deep, which he's done before. We talked about that before the game, didn't we? Because the last thing you want to do when you've got players rotating in there is make it overly crowded and then not have a target. So while he's dragging the team up top, he's keeping Serbia deep, so therefore he create more space in midfield for those players with that amount of talent. Harry will be patient. All Harry will care about is the opportunities that come along to score, and that will be his mindset. He doesn't care how many touches he has in a game. He cares how many times he touches the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah, good point.
I would say. So, would you keep it as it is at the moment? I would say so, wouldn't he? Gareth, he'll be pretty pleased with most players. Some have been a little bit quiet, some have been busier.
Yeah, I think we mentioned before the game as well, down that left-hand side with Trippier. I think he's been really high and wide. Foden's coming into them central areas, but not being in the game as much as we like. So I think for the next 25 minutes, he'll keep it the same.
Cesc, there tends to be a feeling, I think, sometimes with English football fans that they want a little bit more, excitement, a bit more going forward. You played in a team that won major tournaments, and sometimes you are happy just to keep the ball. You win game 1-0, 2-0. Is that the case? You've got to be patient and not over-chase things?
Yeah, but you cannot be complacent, you know. And the most of the times that England have suffered in this game is when they were a bit complacent, a bit passive, and they started to drop deep. Like at the end, you know, they conceded a few crosses. They need to keep going. Like we were saying with Rio before the game, they need to keep the line high, especially against these two strikers that they don't attack the space very much. They are very big. You need to keep them offside as much as possible and out of the game.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be back with the second half very shortly. All smart. Denmark. That's on Thursday. We'll have that game for you live on BBC One from 4 o'clock. So, second half, we're looking forward to that. We've been attacked by big hornets flying around.
Can we talk about Joe's tight T-shirt for a minute, though?
If you really
For
want
an extra
to,
medium
Micah.
there, the guns were pumping.
He's curling the mic. Every time he talks, he's curling that mic.
I think he's trying to compete with you, Big Meeks.
No.
I think he is. I suppose, given the fact